Hi, and welcome back to my kitchen. Thank you all so much for all of your comments that you left us on our Secret Weapons series, that I just decided that I'm going to delve right back into the same material here and do something that is really speedy with beans and the mojo de ajo, that bath of garlic that we created already. So we're going to start this by heating a pan over medium heat here. And I'm going to put in there a couple of tablespoons of the oil that has risen to the top of our mojo de ajo, the roasted garlic version of mojo de ajo that we made. And then I'm going to come back to that in just a second. This is an optional thing, but I like to make these beans kind of spicy. These are what's going to go with your enchiladas, say, or smeared on a tortilla when you're making a taco. So this is arbol chili. Any small dried red chili will work for this. And I'm just cutting across it, seeds and all, to make little tiny pieces. And as that oil is warming in the skillet and getting ready for this, I want to take the little top piece off that has the bit of stem in it there. So we'll scoop that up, and I put it in with the seeds and everything because I'm looking for a little heat from these arbol chilies. And when that gives me a touch of aroma, meaning that I know that the garlic oil is toasting those chilies enough that they are going to really infuse their flavor in the oil, which is what I'm getting right now. I'm going to put in 2 cans of pinto beans. Now, you could make this with any kind of bean that you like, but I thought we would change it up today because oftentimes I use black beans like they do in the southern part of Mexico, but now we're going to do a sort of northern version of it with pinto beans. So I'll pour those in. Most of you will probably think that I should have drained them and rinsed them because you see that in a whole lot of recipes. Today, there is a coating on the inside of almost every can that means that we don't get that sort of tin-like flavor with it, so you really don't have to drain and rinse the beans. So right now, I am going to mash these as they heat up into a coarse puree. I like to see some whole beans, but mostly sort of roughly mashed beans. So we'll keep working on this until they get into that consistency. Now just take a look at this. A lot of you would think that this is too soupy, that you would want to simmer it a little bit longer to thicken up. But I will tell you, if it sits for about 1.5 minutes now, it will automatically thicken. So I always say, stop cooking the beans when they're a little bit looser than what you're really expecting here. And then I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of these solids of the roasted garlic mojo in here. And then I'm going to give it, I know that these beans were not seasoned very much at all, so I'm going to give it a nice sprinkling of salt. Then before I give it a taste, I'm going to mix all of that in. That roasted garlic mojo in with beans is like magic. So if you've never been much of a bean lover, but know that when you make Mexican food, you probably should have some of these fried beans on the menu. This may be the one that you gravitate toward and really love. So all beans are going to be slightly different in their salt quantities. So I put what I consider just the small amount to start with. And that was all it needed. Man, are those good. A little spicy, really rich in that roasted garlic flavor. These are ready to eat.